Let's be honest for a second. Is your big AI initiative failing? You've hired brilliant people. You have access to the most powerful large language models on the planet. You've even built some impressive demos that got everyone nodding along in meetings. And yet, weeks turn into months and your groundbreaking AI app is still stuck in pilot purgatory, never quite making it to the finish line. If this feels familiar, you're not alone. It's burning cash, frustrating your team, and delivering zero real-world value. Recent studies and industry analysis show that a staggering 70 to 85% of GenAI deployments fail to meet their expected return on investment. Some projects are burning over $50,000 a month on infrastructure for apps that users quietly abandon. So, what's going wrong? Here's the secret the successful few have figured out. The problem isn't your model. It's not about finding a slightly smarter algorithm or hiring one more PhD. The problem is operational. You're so focused on the AI that you're ignoring the real bottleneck, everything around the AI. It's like building a world-class race car engine but having no pit crew, no chassis, and no driver. The engine is useless on its own. You're stuck in AI limbo because you're treating this like a normal software project, but it's an entirely new beast. This beast is tamed by a discipline called LLMOps, Large Language Model Operations. Think of it as the playbook that ensures you can actually deploy, scale, and maintain generative AI for real, sustained business value. It's the difference between a chaotic science experiment and a strategic value-driving engine. Today, we're breaking down the 7 critical LLMOps strategies that top companies use to escape this limbo and finally launch AI that works. This isn't theory. It's a practical blueprint for getting unstuck. Unstuck strategy. 1. Foundation model selection aligned with business needs. The first mistake often happens right at the starting line. Teams fall into the hype trap thinking bigger is always better. They immediately reach for the largest, most powerful model out there. That's a critical error. Choosing a foundation model is like choosing a vehicle. You wouldn't buy a freight train to go grocery shopping. The choice has massive downstream effects on your cost, speed, and flexibility. The reality is, proprietary models like GPT-4 are like a sleek, high-performance rental car, incredibly powerful right out of the box, but they come with higher costs and you can't modify the engine. On the other side, open-source models like Llama are like building a custom car from scratch. They give you total control, but demand a lot more engineering effort. Neither is universally better. Is your task highly specialized? A smaller, fine-tuned open-source model might act like a custom-built delivery scooter, outperforming a gas-guzzling truck at a fraction of the cost. Is speed to market your top priority? The turnkey proprietary model might be your best bet. The LLMOps strategy here is to make this a team sport from day one. Get data scientists, engineers, and business leaders in the same room to decide if you need a race car, a minivan, or a forklift before you spend a dime. Unstuck strategy 2. Collaborative data preparation and prompt engineering. Here's where so many promising projects begin their slow, silent death in silos. Imagine a gourmet chef trying to prepare a masterpiece, but their ingredients are being prepped by someone in another building who has only been told to chop vegetables. This is what happens when data teams and prompt engineers don't talk. This assembly line approach is a total disaster for LLMs. When these jobs are separated, you get a feedbackless loop of failure. The prompt engineers are tearing their hair out trying to fix hallucinations, not realizing the chef is being handed onions when the recipe called for shallots. The data scientists are meticulously cleaning a data set, unaware of the subtle context the prompts need to extract. It's a masterclass in inefficiency. The LLMOps fix is to put everyone in the same kitchen. Your data prep, prompt engineering, and fine-tuning can't be separate jobs. They are one iterative cycle. This means creating a shared space, a master recipe book, where prompt versions are tracked with the same discipline as code. Teams use shared platforms to document data changes for each experiment and share what they're learning. This creates a transparent process where everyone can see both the ingredients and the instructions, making it far easier to perfect the final dish. Unstuck strategy. 3. Integrated fine-tuning and adaptation practices. A lot of teams treat fine-tuning like a magic wand. When a model misbehaves, they immediately jump to a massive, expensive fine-tuning project. This is like deciding to send an employee to a four-year university every time they make a small mistake. It's a costly and often unnecessary detour. Fine-tuning is powerful, but it's just one tool in a much bigger adaptation toolkit. The trap is seeing fine-tuning as the main solution instead of a strategic supplement. For many tasks, you can get better results with other methods. Clever prompt engineering is like giving your employee clearer day-to-day instructions. Retrieval augmented generation, RAG, is like giving them an open book test with access to the company's latest documents. For embedding deep, specialized knowledge, like making a new hire a true expert in your company's unique culture, fine-tuning is essential. The key is knowing when to coach, when to give a cheat sheet, and when to send them back to school. A mature LLMOps strategy mixes and matches these practices. It uses prompt engineering for quick adjustments, RAG for pulling in real-time knowledge, and selective fine-tuning for embedding core skills. This ensures the model is perfectly aligned with business needs without wasteful, brute force retraining. Unstuck Strategy 4, Cross-Functional Model Review and Governance. An AI model without governance is a ticking time bomb. In the race to innovate, teams often skip the boring stuff. This is like running a restaurant with no recipe book, no health inspections, and no record of who cooked what. When a customer gets sick, you have no idea why. This creates a black box where no one knows which model version is in production, what data it was trained on, or who approved it. It's a huge compliance and operational risk. Without a formal review process, you can't have reproducibility. You can't roll back to a previous recipe when the new one burns. You can't explain to a regulator or your boss why the dish tasted a certain way. This lack of accountability is why projects get stuck in the lab, where trust and reliability aren't required. LLMOps brings in rigorous governance, acting as both the head chef and the health inspector. It uses shared platforms to create an unchangeable audit trail. Who trained this model? What version of the ingredients did they use? Who tasted it for quality? By setting up a cross-functional review board, you create a system of checks and balances. This workflow builds accountability and the trust you need to actually serve your AI to the public. By the way, if you're finding these strategies useful and want to get even more practical guides for building production-ready AI, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We drop in-depth videos just like this every week to help you turn theory into action. Unstuck Strategy 5, Orchestration of LLM Chains and Agents. Thinking of an LLM as a simple input-output machine is a huge limitation. It's like thinking a brilliant conductor can only play the triangle. Most real-world business problems are way too complex for a single note. A customer service request might need to look up history, check an order, decide the next action, and then generate a response. A single LLM call can't do all that. Teams that don't move past this single prompt mindset end up with brittle apps. They've essentially built a clever soloist, not an automated business process capable of performing a symphony. The strategic shift is moving from a model in a box to an orchestrated system. This is where LLMOps introduces chaining and agents. Using frameworks like LangChain, you turn your LLM from a lone musician into the conductor of an entire orchestra of tools, APIs, databases, and even human reviewers. The orchestrator breaks a complex request into smaller musical parts, signals the right instrument to play at the right time, and weaves the results together. It's a modular approach that is more reliable, scalable, and powerful for solving actual business problems. Unstuck Strategy 6. Continuous monitoring, evaluation, and feedback loops. Deployment is not the finish line, it's the starting line. A fatal mistake is deploying an LLM and thinking the job is done. It's like launching a self-driving car onto the highway and walking away. An unmonitored LLM will slowly degrade as the world changes, just as a car without a driver will eventually run into trouble with unexpected road conditions. Flying blind is not a strategy. Without a continuous feedback loop, you have no idea if your model is doing its job well. Is it starting to drift out of its lane? Is its fuel efficiency, token cost spiraling? Are the passengers, users, happy with the ride? A core pillar of LLMOps is building a robust dashboard and communication system for your AI. It's a two-part approach. First, automated monitoring tracks the hard metrics: speed, cost, and error rates, the car's instrument panel. Second, and just as crucial, you need to collect human feedback, the passengers telling you if the ride is smooth or nauseating. This constant stream of data is the lifeblood of a healthy LLM. It lets you catch problems early and make adjustments, ensuring the model stays valuable and safe on its entire journey. Unstuck strategy. 7. Team collaboration and change management. At the end of the day, LLMOps isn't just a set of tools, it's a cultural shift. You can have the best tech, but if your teams are working in silos, your AI initiatives are doomed. It's like trying to build a skyscraper, where the architects, engineers, and construction crew all use different blueprints and refuse to speak to each other. The project is destined for failure. Projects get stuck because of this friction. Data scientists don't understand engineering constraints. Engineers don't appreciate the nuances of model evaluation. This lack of a common language and a unified workflow creates confusion and delays. The final LLMOps strategy is to act as the master architect and site foreman. It means using unified platforms where everyone, from the designer to the builder, can work from the same blueprint, track progress, and share knowledge. Start with small pilot projects to prove the workflow and show value quickly. This builds momentum and helps overcome resistance. By bringing everyone into the same operational loop, you break down silos and turn a collection of smart individuals into a cohesive team that can deliver real sustainable AI innovation. So, what's the big takeaway here? These 7 strategies, from business-aligned model selection to a collaborative team culture, aren't just a random list of tips. They are the interconnected parts of a single, powerful operational framework. LLMOps is the systematic way to move your AI applications out of that experimental limbo and into production, where they can finally start creating value. It's about shifting your focus from just building the engine to building the entire race car, the pit crew, and the winning strategy around it. It's about instilling discipline, fostering collaboration, and embracing constant improvement. This is how you get your AI unstuck. This is how you stop burning money on failed projects and start launching applications that actually deliver on the promise of this incredible technology. The path is clear. It's time to start operating.